In the NFL, conventional wisdom is everywhere. But one man is out there looking for something different, looking for someone willing to go against the grain.
All right, Vinnie, I got a little debate question for you. Even though there's no debate about what the best shave is, that's a Gillette shave. We know that, but what we got to debate is, are the Packers still the most dangerous team in the NFL? I mean, look, we all love Aaron Rodgers. We love the offensive scheme. The offensive line, though, sometimes is a question mark.
There's no debating that the Packers are still a very dangerous team and the team that scares you the most in the NFC playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. Here's why. Aaron Rodgers, great place to start. You know, with him, they're always in every game, even when things are not working. You just have a feeling that Rodgers, he can get hot again, and we saw a couple years ago, the Packers are more dangerous when they're flying under the radar. Where they were that 15-1 seed, the marked team last year, couldn't quite get it done, but then they snuck into the playoffs 2 years ago, kind of undervalued, and that's when they went on their run. So when you underestimate them, I think that's when they're the most dangerous.
Okay, what about some of the injuries this team is having to deal with? I think about Jordy Nelson just recently going down.
Well, Jordy Nelson offensively is a question, but I think they're going to get better there. Defensively has been the question. They haven't had Charles Woodson in the lineup for 5 games. Clay Matthews has been out of action, but with Matthews and Woodson, their defense is entirely different. So when you get those guys back, which they expect to for the playoff run, it's a completely different team. And we saw a couple years ago, they had a lot of injuries, overcame those to win a Super Bowl. So the makeup of this team is very much like those Super Bowl champions.
Okay, last question. I said at the top, offensive line, how big of a problem is that for them, or is that just a matchup thing with the Giants in particular?
I think it's a matchup concern in every game in the playoffs, but
right.
The one good thing is I think they'll find a little bit more in the running game like they did in that run, and to kind of balance it out, take a little pressure off Aaron Rodgers. And you mentioned Jordy Nelson, but I think with Jordy Nelson getting healthy later and Greg Jennings also in the mix, Randall Cobb, they might be a more dangerous offense than 2 years ago.
All right, there you go. Vinnie Iyer, he says there's no debate. The Packers still the most dangerous team in the NFC.